I want to shift gears now and talk about my picks for last week. We did them live as a recording of the GioMoShow for week one. Already started off rough by picking the Ravens against the Chiefs. Ravens almost had it. Toenail or not, Lamar was really bothering me because he's just fitting the narrative so well of good in regular season. Very fantastic runner, but can he throw it? Can he make the passes in the pocket if you force him to? Like, he didn't prove anybody wrong in that game. He missed Zay Flowers in the end zone with the game on the line. And there's just moments where you just wish that they either, one, gave it to Derrick Henry more than 13 times, even though like whoever was the other running back, he was good. He was good. But why wouldn't you give it to Derrick Henry more, first of all? And also, it's like Lamar couldn't hit these throws. Like, it was just frustrating to see. And I guess I'm kind of glad that I wasn't that far off because it was looking pretty grim. But, with that last drive, made me feel a little bit better. But either way, I was wrong on the Ravens. I was correct on the Eagles against the Packers, though. It was really sad to see Jordan Love go down, even though I am a Lions fan. It's like, no, I want to beat you. I don't want to beat your backup. I want to win against your best. I only say that for when it's injuries, obviously, but it's just that's not fun. That sucks. I don't know why they played in Brazil. The turf was, the field was terrible, and it was just weird. I saw they made Philly sports guy take off his face paint because of their own rules, which whatever, fine, follow the rules, but that's lame. It's such I love Philly sports guy, by the way. Like I see all of his stuff. I love like the energy that he has. It's like I love that dude, and it was so sad to see that he had to remove most of his paint. That sucks. But what didn't suck was Saquon Barkley scoring 3 touchdowns and just waking everybody up, being like, "Uh-oh, these Eagles could be good again." And I would imagine that they would do it. They would be good again, and that hopefully they don't collapse again. That'd be cool. Because I kind of like the Eagles, even though again I know they're a rival in the NFC with the Lions. I get that. That doesn't mean I can't like them. It doesn't mean that I don't think they're a good team. Okay, they are. So either way, I was correct on the Eagles. I was incorrect on the Falcons because I underestimated the Steelers' defense, and I also underestimated their kicker because he was the only one working. Justin Fields got the late start because Russ's calf was no good, but he was still out there cheerleading with pads, with his full pads on. But Falcons might need some time to warm up. His cousin's old. We'll get that. We'll get to that with Rodgers in a second. But like, is the quick healing Achilles treatment good, or is he just old? We'll see how it shakes out. But against Steelers defense, like it's hard to kind of judge the offense. You can't be mad at the defense for forcing field goals only. So there's that. But either way, I was wrong, as the Steelers would win that one. Thank goodness the Bills were able to come back against the Cardinals because that made me correct. We'll fast forward a little bit here. The Titans almost had it, but the funniest picture ever happened with Will Levis throwing the pick six. Bears could use a little bit of work, but kind of what I was thinking. They need time to warm up, but pick six, I guess, wins you the game. Blocked punt wins you the game. So Bears are just kind of one of those teams similar to the Steelers, where it's the offense couldn't be bothered, but the defense and special teams will make up for it. I feel like I'm with the rest of America, where I was wrong on the Patriots and Bengals game, because how and why? I don't know if this is an example of the Bengals just always starting off bad. Is that just something they like doing? Are they not doing much during the summer? I don't know. But either way, they made me wrong. Texans winning a close one against the Colts. I got that one right, although Colts held up pretty well. But either way, I was right. I was right on the Dolphins versus the Jags. That one, another close one, as That would not be the same case for the following game, the Saints and Panthers. Why did you guys let me pick the Panthers? I thought that, they can't be that bad in after making efforts to improve. Some efforts, new coaching. I thought Deontay Johnson would be something, against the Saints. The Saints aren't world beaters, but I guess because it was in New Orleans. But that was so bad. That was so bad. That's the last time I'm ever going to pick the Panthers. I can't believe, that they can be that bad. They looked worse than last year. I don't get it. So that one was probably my most embarrassing pick for week 1, was picking the Panthers over the Saints, because good Lord. A team that was also putrid and somehow worse and terrible, but I got it right, was Vikings and Giants. I knew Sam Darnold wasn't going to be terrible, and I knew he could at least get the ball to Jefferson. But the Giants are so bad. It's so bad. And I was a little bit more optimistic for the Giants, because I guess I'm too optimistic to where a professional football team can't be that bad, right? There's bad teams, but each one of these players have played football for their entire lives, and each coach has been working in football their entire lives. You can't be that bad, right? You didn't waste a lifetime of experience just to be bad, did you? Yeah, some of them on the Giants, yeah. Moving to the Raiders and Chargers. Yeah, that one's on me. I underestimated Harbaugh, and I overestimated Pierce, head coach Antonio Pierce, I guess. But could you draw that up to a division game? I don't know, but that one didn't make me feel good. Seahawks and Broncos. I was correct on the Seahawks. I didn't watch much of that game, but I was correct. Cowboys and Browns. Browns are hilariously terrible. Deshaun Watson is hilariously terrible. Many people consider that justice. Many people consider that the worst sports contract ever, to fully guarantee a quarterback who didn't prove anything, even at the time, for a year and a half. A quarterback who didn't play football for a year and a half. You guaranteed his entire contract. Good job, Browns. It's not like you have a fantastic defense that could even support an average offense. You guys are trotting out a Daniel Jones level quarterback. It is so great. You guys are so smart for getting rid of Baker Mayfield, forcing him to play injured, make him look bad, and ship him away to Carolina and LA and now to Tampa. You guys are so smart for that. Cowboys demolished them 33-17. Tom Brady needs work. Color commentary is hard. Color commentary is something that you need practice, and there's not really a substitute for live practice. But I was not impressed at all, because I don't think Brady has ever been really good with media. And even in the, TikToks and shorts and reels of him saying something vague and motivational with Gangster's Paradise in the background, he's not that inspirational. He's not that witty. I don't think he's that good in media. But they paid him $350 million to do color commentary. So he's just going to have to do better. I'm not impressed. If you didn't tell me it wasn't Brady, I don't think I would have noticed. Tampa and Washington, man, I like Baker Mayfield. I like him. I'm glad he's doing well, and I love his attitude, his spark. I love just the way that he does business. I'm a big Baker fan. And the Commanders are going to take a little bit of work to get used to their new system, to get used to their new players. That one's going to take a little bit of time to go. And the Rams and the Lions, of course, I picked the Lions, and of course we were right. And I believe I picked the Niners. I was correct in that. I didn't trust the Jets. The Jets did not deserve to be trusted, and I knew that Aaron Rodgers is just old. So the Jets are going to need some improvement as well. So that wraps up the week 1 picks. Let's go through week 2's picks before we talk about the Bucs and the Lions. So Thursday Night Football already happened. I picked the Dolphins, which gave me a similar feeling to picking the Panthers last week, as to how could that have happened? Like, I should have, like, it's kind of one of these things where all the data goes towards the Bills, where they've won 7 of the last 8. You look at the stats and the matchups. Josh Allen always torches the Dolphins, all this kind of stuff. But for me, I had a feeling like, what if this is the time that the Dolphins turn it around? What if this is the time where the Dolphins, use that nuclear offense at home to start changing the narrative? I like the Dolphins. I hope, at this point, I'm hoping that they'll be good, but injury reasons don't make it likely at this point. But I had a feeling of zigging when those zag. I should have zagged. So the Bills will win that 31-10. I was just so wrong on that. But as to the games that haven't been played yet, for the ones that play on Sunday, because we don't have a Friday game, thank God, and we don't have a Saturday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I hate how they just keep loading up the week that way. But we got Raiders and Ravens. And the Ravens, you could consider it a good loss against the Chiefs. But after the Raiders last week, I'm not feeling it. So I think the Ravens at home will, finally get themselves a win, even out their season in 1-1. I'm never picking the Panthers again, thus the Chargers will be my pick. I don't like the Saints because 47-10 against the Panthers. It's like whatever, you could have done that against Dakota High School. So I got the Cowboys in this one, coming off a good win. I dig it. Lions will beat the Bucks. I will say the Colts will beat the now Jordan Loveless, the better to have loved and lost to not have loved at all. Whatever love pun you want to make. I don't even know if that one applied. But I like the Colts at Green Bay against Malik Willis's Packers. Browns are atrocious on offense, but the Jaguars aren't really exciting either. I originally picked the Jaguars, but I'm kind of having second guesses about that. I can't pick the Browns if there's a chance that Deshaun Watson plays. So I'll go with the home team Jaguars. 49ers and Vikings. 49ers are good. I'm taking the 49ers. Next we got Patriots and Seahawks. For this one, the Seahawks aren't necessarily super impressive, but New England is just a dirty team. They'll just win sometimes, even though it makes you want to vomit to look at it. I picked the Patriots in this one just because of them being at home, of a little bit of momentum. But I don't even know if the traveling across the country thing is real, but we'll say that it is. It's a long flight. I'll take New England at home. Jets and the Titans. Does Malik Willis, does Will Levis, you realize how similar those names are? I got the Jets in this one just because, they got to be, the 49ers are tough. And I think the offense of the Titans is a lot more manageable for their defense. So I'll take the Jets on the road in this one. 0-2, I'd be a little bit surprised. 1-1, not so much. I'm not picking the Giants, another team that I will most likely never pick for the season. I'll probably be right 13 out of 16 times during the season, so I like those odds. Give me the Commanders at home in a division matchup. Cardinals and Rams. I kind of like the Cardinals in this one. I think their game against the Bills showed a lot of positivity for the team. So I kind of like the Cardinals in this one to surprise a division rival in the Rams. We go to Bengals at Chiefs. I think Bengals will take this one because there's that big rivalry. Rivalry might not be the accurate word. I feel it as a rivalry. It's a gut feeling rivalry. Record aside. But I like the Bengals in this one on the road to surprise the Chiefs. Just because if anyone can beat them, in the context of the last few years, I think the Bengals can. So that will move us to Steelers and Broncos. Now Justin Fields is getting the start again. I think maybe with a little more like knowing he'll be the starter could improve their offense. Maybe they could get a touchdown. But the Broncos, like, it's another team where it's like I don't have a reason that they would win other than probability, but I like the Steelers in this one to go 2-0. Texans at Bears. The Texans are just much better built. At this point, Bears are in infant stages despite getting a win. They're still just getting started. I like the already made and ready Texans for this one. And then Sunday night, it is Eagles and Falcons. The Falcons might play better than they did against the Steelers, but I think the Eagles are just way too hot to not pick them right now on Monday night. Give me the Eagles with a tiebreaker total points of 45 points. Again, I don't know totals. So that will wrap up Week 2's picks. And we'll see how I do. Last week, I in total was, I believe, 10 of 16, which 63%. That's not bad. That's not bad. We'll try to improve it, though. Let's try to get 11 games this time. Let's try to get 11 ones correct. And we'll see what happens. We'll review it once again next week on the GioMo Show.